And how did you know about it?
I didn't know about it. I thought it was a foreign country when Francis said, "Don't you know where Cazadero is?" No, I don't. Well, it's above the Russian River and a train runs up there. So he said, I want to take you. So we came along this road in places. I thought the road was washed out. This was in the winter. And this was probably 1926.
Oh.
Before I was married. We came up, and I was surprised. I saw evidently the camp, and I saw a retreat people, and they all had kind of fires going, and they hollered at me, and we got up to Cazadero, and he said that how his first time up here, he came from San Francisco, and he had his cousin, and they biked it all the way up there, and they camped up here. So I said, oh, that's beautiful. I'd like to go back sometime. The next time I went back was when I was state BHOC leader for Berkeley and all of this whole area, state leader. And the camp director was
Cliff Boyack.
Cliff Boyack and his wife, Grace, who ran the camp for years. And what he did the week before he opened camp for the children, he had camp for our state meeting for mutual, because he was men's president. And so all of the officers,
Judges.
and then he also had for Berkeley, it belonged to Berkeley City, and he invited all the city officers from Berkeley. So it was a mixture. And oh, I was so impressed. There was cabins, and we had a cabin. Then they'd have to be able to go up and the bell ring, and there was food. And we were sitting our first big meal, and Donald was sitting next to a man, and we found out it was Judge Harding from Oakland. And beside Donald was a woman by the name of Helen. I don't know what office she had at Mutual. And the judge kept talking to Donald, who was then around 9 years old, and saying, well, you know, what he was saying is, who are you? What city office did you coming from? And he got nothing from Donald. So the judge gave up. But we had to get up and get our dessert, and Miss Helen came to me and she said, I was just pinched last week, and I was before that judge. She says, I don't want to talk to him. We came up two years. Cliff, I fell in love with the place, and Cliff and I and his wife Grace and Dad, we got real excited because we said this should be a youth camp up here for church. So we found a place above Cazadero, and it was 12 acres for $12,000. And there would have been plenty of places for a camp. And so Cliff went back ready to get, something, no action on it. And they told him no because they had Leahona, and that's the only camp they could take. They wouldn't allow another one. We were really upset because there was room for another one, but they wanted to build that camp up. So Berkeley and San Francisco. So that was the end of that. So then my good friend Judy, nurse at Mount Diablo, said, well, I own a cabin at Cazadero, and it's always open. When my family's not using it, you can use it. So the Keelers and the Browns said, gee, let's do it. So we said, how we find it. She told us, and we went up, and it was 10 o'clock at night, and it was dark. And we knew it wasn't on the road, that you had to go down a hill to the cabin. So driving up and down, Jim was driving, we couldn't find it. So I said, well, let's get out, park the car, because she said it was around a certain curve after a certain house. So we did that, and then looking, we found a little path going down, and it went about this degree, and the house was sitting down there.
Well,
So-
it was way down.
Yeah, it was about halfway. It was almost up to Cazadero. And we enjoyed it. But the thing I think that impressed us most was that there was one room that was just filled with mattresses. In fact, you walked over mattresses to pick up a mattress. And she said, just find a mattress and sleep wherever you want. We enjoyed that very much. The only thing was the bathroom, the wood had seasoned and it left holes between each one. And Charlotte pulled me in one time, and there sits Jim reading on the pot, and you could see him so clear through those holes. We enjoyed that very much. We went up a couple of times, didn't we? And
Squirrels
the
bombarded it.
yeah, the one time we remember, it was Easter week, and it was raining, and Jim and Dad were going to build the septic tank, so they dug, and we brought
But wait, that was at their cabin.
no, here.
Okay, but then
We
how?
stayed up there, and
So during that time, you were looking for properties then.
oh, I didn't find the property yet, did I?
Well, you're
One
building
of
a
our
septic tank before you got the
That's right.
property.
Well, we came up just on Sunday after both the families. She went to the Presbyterian church, and we the Mormon, and we said, let's drive up. So we went up, and then of course Charlotte and I said, let's go to the real estate man and see if there's any property. And he told us about this property, but he said, the only thing I have we said, we want to be on the creek. And he said, the only thing I have is the well site. So we said, oh, okay. So he explained to us that the well site was at the far end, and that they had decided to put the well down the other place. So now this was not a lot 1, 2, 3, 4, but it was called the well site. But it had 125 frontage, where the others had a 60. Well, the minute we saw it, we wanted it. We were all dressed up, and we went down there, and we just kept getting all the dead things. We had nothing, though. So we said, oh, if we could just buy it. So we pooled money, and the only one with money was old Moneybags there. And the only reason he hadn't cashed his paycheck. $85, wasn't it, or something like that?
100 something.
100, I don't know. But it was just a 2-week paycheck. So I said, we'll take it. So we went over and put his paycheck down.
So you didn't have to think about it at all.
No. And so then, from then on, Charlotte was the treasurer. She was deputy superintendent at the pump when we were in Auburn.
And how much was the land altogether that you had to pay for it?
$850.
Oh.
Well, anyway, and we had to pay, we signed up for $5 a month. So we said, why don't we, after a little while, why don't we each pay $5, and that's $10. So I was going all over the county, and Jim had the school over the other side of town, Concord. So every month I take my $5 over. He had an English secretary, and she says, I don't know what he has on you, but I don't think it's very much, because he doesn't get very much out of it. But we just had more fun with that. We got then we started coming, and we had no toilet.
You had no nothing.
Well, we had a lot.
So
We decided that we'd go across the street way up around, and that was our bathroom. But Charlotte, Jim, and I could not squat down and do what you're supposed to do every morning. I couldn't sit there in the woods.
They had been in the army.
Except him. So we said, gee, we go home constipated. It's terrible. So we figured out ribbons, because we got tired people asking us, did you, when you came back from the mountain? So Grandpa came back always, so red was if you did a good job, pink was if you just barely, and white, Charlotte and I wore white for but we always went up to the restaurant to eat once in a while. It was good up there. And the girl says, what are you people with your ribbons? What do they mean?
Oh,
You
no.
don't want to know. But we just had more fun. We always went to the Safeway and bought whatever we decided was for the week, and then divided the bill. Then we'd get there, and if the bill was 91 cents, $10.91, one of us would say, well, I paid the 1 cent last time, it's your turn. No, I remember quite well, remember? And we'd stand there, and the poor girl, I know she felt little. Let me give you the 1 cent. We just had more fun, just that. And then we finally bought 2 stoves. We got one, then we put them back to back, and we lived down there, and we had a cupboard, and as you said,
2 ice boxes.
2 ice box, and we just loved it. We could have
Yeah,
done without this.
Were all the other lots were bought up by now?
Yeah.
Well, we came up one night, and I said, looks like there's a house on that by us. And he built a house between our trips.
The Bays had already built their house.
No, well, after we started.
Your folks' house down there that we had built, that lot was right there. That was the only one.
Yeah,
And he was in prison, the guy that owned it. And the mama got in on that, the other one.
well, Mohart called me at home in Concord and said, I can get you a lot for $1,000 on the water. Do you want it? And I said, yes, I'll be right up. So that's how we got
So that's
that.
how you got the lot down
And then Charlotte and I were real happy down there. We had 2 kids. I had Larry. Because, in the meantime, before we had this, we rented down at Hatches. And Bonnie had Larry, and I was taking care of both of them. And we had rented. We had to sign up a year ahead to get that. So I thought, well, Bonnie can take Larry now. She's fine. But no, she had appendix or something. And there was our weekend.
So
So
he was 7 weeks old, huh?
6.
6 weeks old.
So I went to the doctor and I said, oh, we were going camping. And he said, so what? And I said, well, what about the baby? He says, well, he's pretty hardy. You better just take him. And it was hard feeding him because we just had a wooden coal stove and he had to have a bottle heated. And that's when we learned about the dip in the donuts you put in the water.
The what?
Oh, the little electric things you put.
Oh, yeah.
And then I could heat his bottle.
Oh. And then tell the story about how you wanted to do something. You started the fence or something.
Oh, puny things for us, today. I want to go back to the septic tank.
Oh.
It rained that whole Easter week. Gee, we were sick about it. And I felt badly because the men were down here without food, which always worries me. And so Charlotte and I put on our jeans and started in the rain, walking about 1.5 miles, almost to Cazadero, and carrying stuff for them to eat. And when we got here, we were so mad. We were dripping wet. They were sitting under a tree and not just as dry as could be. So there's nothing, absolutely nothing like wet jeans, cold wet jeans flipping on you. So we went in the middle of the road and built a bonfire and stood around, and then you stood there and steamed, with your pants. Well, we were mad at the men because we thought they at least ought to be grateful that we bought. Because, they just said, well, that's silly. Why did you go walking? Because we'd spend all morning watching. I think it's going to clear. Let's go. And then it would pour.
Now, what year did you buy it?
48.
8? The year you were married.
So, anyway, that septic tank, and when this English girl You know, we were so proud of it. In fact, who was it, Donald, that ran?
No, that was over.
Oh, well, anyway, I know somebody ran when we did get connected, ran, flushed the toilet water. That was, so we had the septic tank, nothing else. So then every time we'd meet, you know, we'd talk, and then we'd meet and we'd say, well, now you draw plans for the house. Each of us would draw plans. They all looked the same, a rectangular place. The only thing is Jim always put boxes with petunias or something. And so I said, it's the only difference. And everything we did there was fun. They were easy to get along with.
And I thought I could build one. So I got the material and we used the school shop.
Uh-huh.
And I was sawing away, and I turned around to get another board, and I looked, and there was Jeff, just ready to put his fingers and grip that saw going 90 miles an hour. It was taking his whole arm off. So that scared me to death, and we got him out of the way, and we got it cut. And then Sunday we came up, and it had to be put together. The hole in the house was cut. It was cut. Tarp over it or something. So we laid it out here and nailed it together and set it up there and nailed it. And then we had to put the glass in. So it was Sunday, it was getting after dinner, and we were getting antsy, wanting to get through. So we put it in the glass like crazy and putty, you know. And finally somebody looked around back and there wasn't any putty in it. We just puttied it and it was gone. And we finally found Jeff. We'd put it in, and Jeff was taking it out as fast as we could. So we had a heck of a time. But I didn't do too good a job on that glass groove. It should have been bigger.
Yeah, but Dad, in working with one window, kicked one out.
From Eljabar, I am the music master. I come from Eljabar. I can play. I can play on my violin. On my violin. Viola, 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 viola.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.